We're back. And when I say we're back, I mean writing is now at the forefront again. I've kind of checked off all the boxes. Everything else I need to do for the past few days is now done, and at least for the foreseeable next several days at least, I have nothing planned, no obligations at all. So, what that means for us, and I suppose for myself, is this thing's going to kick into high gear. We're going to be going pretty hard this weekend. I anticipate that I'm going to probably spend, I'm hoping 6 hours a day this week, each day this weekend, getting this thing done. If I can get it all done, so 12 hours combined will not finish the editing on this, unfortunately. I don't think it's going to take a little bit longer than that, but that'll be a ton of progress. This story is the hardest one I've had to do yet in terms of just revision and the most work that needs to be done to it. That's kind of why I saved it for last. I always stack my goals in terms of easiness. I always do the easiest ones first to get the momentum, and then make my goals harder and harder as I go along. I feel like it's way better than doing it in the reverse. Some people love to tackle the hardest thing first, then kind of go downhill from there. I like momentum. I like building up to it. I like sort of getting some some wind under my sails first, and then going off into the storm. And yeah, this story's been a storm. I've had to do whole rewrites on this thing, and it's just the nature of this one. I knew going into it was gonna be tough, but we're gonna see what we can do in the next few days. I might even do. I've played around with the idea of doing a late nighter tonight, doing extra session tonight, potentially carrying that over into the morning. We'll see how I'm feeling, but if I decide to do it and I decide to shotgun, a couple energy drinks and get this done tonight, I might just do it if I have the momentum, if I have the energy. I don't usually recommend that. I don't usually recommend people doing all-nighters or even like these long sessions. I think consistently doing, say, a 60-90 minute session a day over the course of a year will get you much further than these spacing out these long segments of doing lots of work. But when you feel momentum, when you feel it, it's not something like, it's not something that you can really quantify. Like it's a feeling you get when you go into these things. It's like, all right, I've had so few wins lately. I have had so many struggles, so many setbacks. I'm so frustrated. I have not gotten farther in this process. I need a win. I need to get something done. And then you go and you do it. And that's typically what it takes, is that. And when you feel that, go for it, because it's not even at that point about what you get done. It's about just getting this sort of feeling that you've at least accomplished something. It's way more it's way more psychologically satisfying than it is satisfying for your writing. Certainly you will get a lot of progress out and get a ton done, but big benefit from it is just the psychological. It's purely that, at least for me. So these moments when I go kind of all in, and I'll spend several hours doing this thing. When I had last month, I had my 8-hour session or whatever last month. Again, that was just opportunity to have the time to do it, met with frustration in my needing to get some win, to get something accomplished, just so I could kind of go to bed and sleep well at night, and not beat myself up on the fact that I didn't get as much done, or I'm not as far as I wanted to be in this process at this point in my life, what have you. And that's what it's about right there, is just satisfying that psychological need. That's, I feel like half of writing, at least for me, is just getting that sort of that burden, that psychological burden, to be just squished, to just be stamped out completely. The other half is having fun. The other half for me is just the enjoyment I get in doing this. But yeah, tonight we might be satisfying that. Maybe a long one, maybe a long session, and if it is, I'll end up I'll vlog at like midnight on Saturday morning and make that my my video for tomorrow.